but bottom line, I guess, just skip back to my first question there. There haven't been any arrests from anyone from your group. You haven't.
No arrests.
Nothing you've done is illegal, as far as I can tell. Right? That's correct.
No, there hasn't been any arrests. The police continue to say that they are going to do things in the area to make it safe. We'll see.
Yeah, and have you had any run-ins with, people that you're marching against? These sort of people who are committing the murders and the violence in Hartford?
We have seen a decrease in the level of criminal activity on Garden Street since we've been out there. As a matter of fact, we're going back out there Sunday night at 8 p.m. We have day patrols on the down low, and then we're going to go out there at night, and we'll be out there at night. But the criminal elements are agitated.
But this is something that you're planning to keep up with, that you're going to continue to do these. What is your long-term plan, I guess, with this project?
My long-term plan is to equip the people with a different strategy that they might embrace that will allow them to do what they think is necessary to safeguard their community. That is my long-term goal. And the Self-Defense Brigade will continue to do things that will help the people. The marches that we went on for 5 years, we have not suffered one attack by anybody because we had a plan and we were unified. People saw that and they're asking us for help. So the long-term plan for me is to equip people with the necessary tools and strategies to fight, and to continue to train people in hand-to-hand combat in the community. And so they're equipped, and then they can modify what we teach them to fit their own needs.
Now, is the hope that you get to a point where you no longer need to do the marches, where it's not necessary anymore?
Well, yes. The people, I'm not going to be out there each and every time with the people. However, the time may come when they will no longer need to do this, and they might be able to come up with something else. But for right now, this seems to be working for them, and it seems to have gotten enough attention to where the power structure knows that people like yourself and other people nationally are watching. And so they're trying to make it seem as if they're doing something. Whether they really want to do it or not, we don't know. But you know what? We're not going to wait on them. We're not going to listen to what they say. We're not listening to the Democrats. We're not listening to the religious leaders. We're not listening to the NAACP. We're going to do this ourselves because we see that you can't or you won't. It doesn't seem as if the government wants to protect us, and it doesn't seem as if the police can protect us. So what do you want us to do? We're not going to wait on you. If we wait on you, we're going to be in a world of trouble. So if we succeed or if we fail in this venture, as the old spiritual goes, nobody's fault but mine. Nobody's fault but mine. If I die and my soul be lost, nobody's fault but mine.
And can you tell us a little bit more about these training programs that you're working in the community? How do they work? What are you teaching people beyond the hand-to-hand fighting? What kind of firearms training are you offering? And if people want to get involved who are local to Hartford, how can they do that?
Well, what we do is we get people who are qualified in instruction about guns and safety. We get them to come and teach, the people. And we show them places where they can go and train. Also, what we're doing is getting people to understand that in a fight, whoever stands with you, that's your brother and your sister. So we're getting people through education classes to move beyond how a person looks and what they think, what their religion is, what their sexual orientation is, because in an alley when you're fighting, whoever stands with you, that's your brother and that's your sister. And so part of the education classes tries to get people away from this notion that people have to look like you in order to help you with the fight. Because historically, if you see the social dynamic of people movements, there are all kinds of people that have been involved in revolutions and social unrest and social upheavals. So that's part of the education, is to get people to learn about weapons, how to handle it safely, how to get one, and also the dynamics of what it takes to fight and fight effectively. And then the last thing we're trying to teach people is this: you're not going to convince anybody that you're serious unless you're willing to sacrifice. You have to be willing to sacrifice in this movement. That means if you have to die in order to promote your cause, then that is what you do. That is what the Roman soldiers did in the legions of Caesar. They signed a document in Latin called the Sacramentum. It was a document that bound their lives and their family and their possessions to Caesar. And so it was necessary to do what Caesar wanted, not what they wanted. So in this fight, if you're serious, then you need to sign some kind of document with yourself saying, I'm willing to do more than just run my mouth. I'm willing to do more than just march. If this is important to you, as you claim, you must be willing to lay down your life. Then and only then will those that you oppose look at you and say they have nothing to lose. What can we do?